Hi friends, McClellan, the JOYConnector here with a weekly reading and tarot interpretation. Today, actually, I'm going with oracle cards, which were my first cards. I have recently got into tarot within the past year, really. So I want to go to the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, which was gifted to me. This is Collette Barron Reed's deck, and I love it. I go to it a lot. And if this reading resonates for you, please hit the subscribe button below and like and subscribe, and hit the little bell if you want to get notification of my weekly videos. I have videos on the spiritual toolkit. I have information on my upcoming programs. I do one-on-one readings and transformation work, and then of course these weekly readings, so and group readings. So join me in any of that feels right for you. Okay guys, here's what we got this week. It's a great reading. I shuffled for a while and I really just asked for what is our highest good now? What can I get the best information on right now? And this is what came through. So I'm going to show you. So we got happy, exchanging gifts. We got new life and building blocks upside down. I'm going to talk a little bit about those reversed, and then soulmates. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so let me talk a little bit about that. So first, happy and exchanging gifts. So to me, this is a relationship spread for sure. And I've had love on my mind, so I'm not surprised that that came through. Relationships in general have been on my mind in terms of balance and what I'm bringing to the table and what I want to leave behind and what I want to carry forward. So this is a beautiful read in that regard. Happy and exchanging gifts. Let's start there. So that's an 8 and a 9. So for me, that's progress. 8 is abundance and success. So I'm not surprised with that happy card. For me, that's kind of a tone for the overall reading. Like, don't sweat it. You're on the right path to happiness and joy. This is the path to your happiness and joy and freedom. And I'm not surprised that comes through relationships, because I'm really doing a lot of work on the relationship with me. And in that process, I can bring so much more to my relationships and really consider what I'm bringing to my relationships. So that exchanging gifts card for me is all about balance. It's about give and take and reciprocity. So I know that when I've gotten scared in the past with some of my deeper relationships, tighter relationships, I've looked to it of, I'm scarce on resources. I need you. I need your help. And exchanging gifts for me is like, hey, hang on, Chris, keep the balance. Bring it back to you first. What can you give to you? What might be out of balance with you in here? And how can you see yourself in a more empowered, strengthened, courageous, broader light? Isn't that beautiful, you guys? That's what give and take is all about. It's not about a transactional relationship of, I'm going to give to you, now what are you going to give to me? Not at all, because that's not love. Reciprocity is about that freedom. I'm freely giving to you and I freely receive from you. And I want to be in a healthy relationship that is in give and take. Make sense? That it's not all give and I'm not all taken, and vice versa. Okay. So then we have new life and building blocks upside down. Now, new life is a 39 card, which is 12, which goes down to 3, which for me is a holy number. New life, new beginnings, new start. It's kind of like the death card. So let's talk about that in the tarot. And then building blocks is a 28. It's a 10. It goes down to a 1, which is a new start. 1. We're starting at the bottom, which is not a 0 like the Fool card in tarot, but a 1. So let's look at that. When new life is in reverse, to me, it's in the what do we need to pause around and release and take a deep breath and know that what is happening is actually okay. There was actually some beautiful words right in this deck. Let me see if I can find it for you. 38, 39. La la la. Okay, here we go. New life. You must acknowledge your inexperience. New life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here now. Life loves you. So you see what I mean by take the deep breath? Take a deep breath. You don't have to know everything right now. You could be in a big state of growth and shift and change, which means you're not going to know what comes next. You're not going to have all the answers. And it's perfectly okay to be trying and making mistakes. That means you're growing. So don't sweat that. Building blocks in reverse for me is a little bit about what's dead in a relationship that you can let go of. What is gone, finished, beyond its use, beyond its value, beyond its support of yourself, that you can simply cut away or release. It's likely not the whole relationship at all, especially with this exchanging gifts, this reciprocity, and the happy. I don't see that this is this is a bad relationship or a toxic relationship. But we all have toxicity. We all have behaviors that are toxic, and we have this opportunity to grow beyond them. They're coming up in our relationships to see them and to move freely beyond them, to transform them, to transmute what they are. They're coming from a place of pain. What we need to transform comes from a place of pain, and from what I can see, we've all had trauma. And that trauma doesn't make you bad, but it can really bring out some behaviors maladapted that can do harm to you and harm to the things that you want to create and build. So over time, that can create something of dead weight that you can release and learn a different way. And relationships are the perfect breeding ground for that. We get to see them in stark relief in the other person that we love. So, building blocks. Okay, what do you want to release? Think of that full moon too. In Aquarius, the second full moon in Aquarius we've had, first in July and now. That is really a look at what transformation, what innovation can you make. That's how I see it. And this moon for me was really all about, I interpret it as all about relationships. So I'm really letting go of this idea of what I'm bringing to relationships and what relationships mean to me. There's some transformation that's happening for me in that. So I'm definitely cutting some I'd say dead habits out. Bad habits, dead habits, things that no longer serve. So I'm letting go of that. And here's the beauty. It brings us to a 5, which is a major transformation card. Soulmates. Ding. So guys, I wrote an article on soulmates a few years ago, and I'm happy to repost it. In fact, maybe I can attach it to my YouTube page. Soulmates show up in all different shapes and sizes, and some for a time and some for a lifetime, but they're all here to transform us. And I love this card with the penguins and the true love and the little hearts everywhere. The way I really look at true love, you guys, is the love and the union we have with ourselves in this divine space, in a sacred space with life and with others. That's what true love is to me. It's that union of me with me. That thing that I long for, that deep hole that's inside of me, the hole that I believe is there, that loneliness, that emptiness, that dark well, that to me is what is filled up by true love, true divine, sacred love. That's, as I said, out in the universe, and it's deep within me. And so I can fill it and fulfill it and refill it at any time simply by connecting to myself, my higher self, and my sense of a higher power, a God of my understanding, if you will, or of your understanding. And for me, I call that love. So there it is, my friends. There's your soulmates. And look, it could also absolutely mean that the relationship you're in is your soulmate and it's going through a transformation, particularly with that new life and the building blocks. You're learning something new, perhaps, and letting something go in your relationship. It could also mean that you're letting a relationship go and making room for a new one, for a soulmate, but it certainly doesn't look that way, you guys, especially with the new life in reverse. If the new life was upright, I might say like, oh, that's a new relationship, but it looks like your current relationship, and maybe your current relationship with yourself, is going through a kind of evolutionary process. So that is my reading for today. I love you dearly. Let me know how this resonates for you. Please leave a comment. And also let me know what other kind of readings you'd like to see. If there's a topic that really resonates for you, I'd love to hear it. Maybe it's career, money, spirituality, connecting to the past, connecting to the beyond, connecting to one another, more relationship reads, money. Let me know and I'd be happy to read for you. And if you'd like a one-on-one, just drop me a note at JOYConnector@gmail.com and we can get something scheduled for you and get it on my calendar. So I love you guys. Have a great week. Bye.